Hello, let's do some comments tonight. I'm going to start with one from Joel G 125. Wow, thank you, Bill, for mentioning me in your video. Your comment regarding a single day of meals was also a suggestion for a video that you could outline a typical day of yours. I am 66 years old. This is Joel that says he's 66 years old. I myself, Bill, I'm 64. But anyway, Joel says, I'm 66 years old and am pre-diabetic and would like to mirror your single day for a week or two. I notice you have black coffee, 1 cup or 2, ? I usually have 2 first thing in the morning, and then 1 usually around early afternoon. And those are all regular caffeinated. Occasionally I'll have 2 caffeine and 1 decaf, but usually I have regular caffeinated coffee. And then Joel goes on to say, I've gone to decaf due to heart palpitations, but my coffee is with some heavy whipping cream and a little half and half. I sometimes will use heavy whipping cream. If I had to, half and half would be my second choice. But they say, the experts on intermittent fasting and everything say it's okay to put a little heavy whipping cream or even half and half as a second choice in your coffee, even during the fasting part of your day. Again, the purpose of my channel is to share my own story. An important part of my story is that I was not on any kind of diabetic medication. Never have been. I've never taken medication for diabetes. I was on medication for other things, but not for diabetes. And so when I was trying to really drop my blood sugar, drop my A1C quickly, I didn't have to worry about dropping my blood sugar way too low. If I had been on medication for diabetes, whether oral or especially with insulin, I could have possibly dropped my blood sugar way too low and gone into hypoglycemia, and that can become very dangerous. So again, I'm not trying to be anybody's doctor here. I'm just trying to share my own story. And I'm going to share for a few days here. Yesterday, I shared what I had to eat. Okay, so what did I have to eat today? 2 cups of black coffee, caffeinated, about 7 o'clock in the morning. Water throughout the morning until I keep bottles of water on my desk and just kind of go through those one by one throughout the day. Usually 4 or 5 of those regular half-liter bottles of water, and by lunch I think I'd had 3 of those. At lunchtime, I didn't eat lunch at lunchtime. By lunchtime, I'm talking about 12 to 1. I didn't eat anything. And then at 1 o'clock, I had another cup of black coffee. And then I had my first meal of the day at 4:30 in the afternoon today. Yesterday, I had my first meal at 2:30, but I waited till 4:30 today, not really on purpose, but I just got busy, and that's when I had a break where I could eat something. And I had, again, 3 hard-boiled eggs, just because that's easier to carry. That's not my favorite way to eat eggs. My favorite way is over easy, where the yolk is still runny. And then I had 5 slices of bacon today and some avocado. So that was my lunch, or my first meal of the day, which was at 4:30. Then when I got home this evening, I had dinner with my wife, and she had made a vegetable lasagna, which she does quite often. There's no pasta in her vegetable lasagna. She substitutes for the noodles. Today, the one she had made, she substituted eggplant, which we both love eggplant. And so she had substituted eggplant rather than any kind of pasta. That helped. The egg thin slices, or not real thin, but slices of eggplant help make the layers like you would with the pasta in a regular lasagna. And she put ground turkey in there, which wouldn't have been, I would have gone with a more fatty hamburger meat, but she was also making this for our daughter, and our daughter prefers the ground turkey. So I was fine with that, you know. And then you know, it has mozzarella cheese and I think Parmesan cheese in there too. Really, really delicious, but very low carb. Oh, the tomato sauce that we use, the marinara tomato sauce that we use in there, we found a brand that's spelled RAO''S, RAOS, or what. That's the lowest carb tomato sauce we've been able to find. It's like 5 or 6 carbs for a half a cup of that. And with one serving of this lasagna, probably about a half a cup of tomato sauce is all that you get in there. Or that's about the portion size that I eat. And so that would be like 6 carbs. Oh, and after the lasagna, I had another square, just a single square of really dark chocolate. And tonight I had a little handful of pecans as well. I'd like to also say hello to Patricia Leslie. She was also interested in what I eat on a daily basis. And so I'll probably be doing this every day for about a week now, sharing with you what I had to eat. Now, be aware during those, I'm 18 months into my journey, and I'm really just trying to maintain my weight and keep my blood sugar at a low level now. But in those early months, when I was really trying to lose, I did some, 2 and 3 day fasts, not a lot of them. But a few. But then my normal pattern during that first 4-month period was to do 1 meal a day. Here I've been describing 2 meals a day, but in a fairly short window. Like yesterday, I had about a 5-hour eating window, and then today only about a 3-hour window. So, that's what I still try to do, is keep a pretty narrow eating window, except on the weekends. Sometimes when I'm not working, I'll eat 3 meals a day, but I try not to start until around 10:30, and then make that about an 8-hour, or if possible maybe a 6-hour window. So but I was much stricter early on when I was trying to lower my A1C, and it worked. So anyway, next comment comes from TT. TT is a big fan of Dr. Berg, and I am too. He mentions Dr. Berg a lot. He's commented several times. And today he writes, or today or last night he writes, I've been keto since the beginning of 2020, thanks to Dr. Berg. I'm a big fan of Dr. Berg's, and that's why I dedicated one of my early videos just to Dr. Berg. That's Dr. Eric Berg. And TT goes on to write, I always thought I was eating healthy, although I did every now and then have pizza, snacks, ice cream, and smoothies, and moreover, daily milk chocolate and fruit juice. After getting in some age-related problems, as well as some more difficult health issues due to consuming too many sugars and carbs, among others, for a long time, I seriously started searching for help on the internet in 2014. He goes on to talk about things he found out on Dr. Berg's channel. And then it's kind of a long comment here, which I really enjoyed, but rather than read it all, anybody that's really interested can look at the comments section and read through these. And I'd recommend that, in fact. And he also ends with saying that he started the carnivore diet yesterday. I may start that myself. I've mentioned it a couple times. I may start a 30-day trial of the carnivore diet. I think it might be helpful. Now, Julie Gray says, thank you for this video on your diet. I finally realized that food is not a reward. Make no mistake, it can be pleasant though. It took a while for me to realize this. Do not live to eat, but eat to live. Your biggest pleasures can be family and your God. And I would agree with that wholeheartedly. It looks like Julie and others are interested in kind of following what I eat today. And maybe you guys could start sharing with me in your comments what you eat on a daily basis. Maybe we can make this into a support group and share with each other, because I'm certainly not trying to dictate to anyone what you should do. I'm just trying to share with you what I've done in the past and what I'm doing currently, and I would really be interested to hear what you're doing and what kind of success that you're having. Liz M. Writes, I love liver too. I had mentioned in yesterday's comments that I enjoy liver and that my wife cooks it in bacon grease. And she says, I love liver too. Going to try cooking it with bacon next time. Thank you for uploading a video. Hey, Liz, having bacon along with your liver is great, and you can fry it in the bacon grease. And then, I mean, I have the strips of bacon with it too, but if you've got some Brussels sprouts and you want to throw those in there with the bacon grease, that makes I love Brussels sprouts no matter how you make them, but having them in bacon grease will convert people who hate Brussels sprouts into people who love Brussels sprouts. So anyway, we'll wrap up this evening's comments, and I want to remind myself of my goal, and my goal is to live healthy and finish strong.